with him.
I should have had some clothes.
Oh, okay, stuck in a lift with, and what's your favourite sandwich?
I'd like to be stuck in a lift with, if he was still alive, Nelson Mandela.
Oh, it's so philosophical.
I know, but I'd really like to talk to that man.
All right, and your favourite sandwich?
Chicken mayonnaise.
Okay, that'll do.
Hello, I'm Helen, Bunky's mum. I'd like to be stuck in a lift with David Attenborough.
Oh, with the wiggly things, yes, good.
And my favourite sandwich is peanut butter, jelly, well, jam, and Marmite, which is quite an extraordinary mixture.
And what does Monkey like?
And banana smoothies. Banana smoothies.
Sebastian.
I'm Sebastian Ewan, paediatrician at Project Hospital. I was fellow at the NHS Institute. I like smoked salmon and cream cheese bagels, and I'd like to be stuck in the lift with you guys and
Oh, yeah! Well, you see, he is a doctor and he does like smoked salmon, Mel.
I'm Mel Sully, I'm a nurse from Exeter. I'd like to be, I've got no highfalutin ideas, I'd like to be stuck in a lift with Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. There's lots I could do and learn from him.
Good girl.
I like a cheese and onion sandwich, absolutely wonderful.
You're keeping it real.
Yeah, cheese and onion, you'll be in there on your own.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Helen Mason.
Stand up, Helen.
I'm Helen Mason. I'm a paediatric OT, and I also run a company called Animation Therapy that uses animation in health. Very Aerosmith, actually. Anyway, so I don't know about sandwiches. I just like somebody else to make it, and then I'd be happy. Quite easy. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm the third Helen on this table. So I'm
What
Helen
do you
Bevan.
call a coven of Helen?
Yeah, no.
Hodgepodge? A hodgepodge of Helens?
Could you launch 3,000 ships between you?
Exactly. A ship launcher.
Yeah. It's easy for you to say.
I work for NHS England in a team called Horizons.
That's an oxymoron, work in NHS England.
And my little team Horizons, we're partnering with Fab stuff around Fab Change Day. More about that later. And in terms of, I don't know if it's my favourite sandwich, but like my guilty pleasure, the last sandwich I actually went out and got a few days ago is because I live in Coventry, and we have a pea and faggot batch.
Oh.
Wow. So it's like a big white bread, a big white bread roll.
This is abuse. This is sandwich abuse.
White, yeah.
Helen, we just want to know what it is. We don't want to cover it.
Yeah.
It's not the Bradbury's Bake Off.
And we've got only 5 minutes, Helen, so...
And who I'd like to get stuck in live with, actually, this week. So 2 days ago, I did...
Oh, God, she's off.
Oh.
Okay, so I just was doing a virtual seminar with this amazing woman from Kaiser Permanente called Lisa, and she...
Lisa Faggot.
No, not Lisa Faggot. Lisa Schilling, she's actually called. And she's talking, and she's leading all the spread work for Kaiser Permanente, and we're rubbish at spreading things in the NHS. And Kaiser Permanente...
We're very good at it, excuse me.
Sorry?
The NHS isn't.
Yeah.
We're good at it.
Yeah, no, we're good at it. You know, because the system isn't set up for it. And Kaiser Permanente are so great at doing things on a systematic basis. And I just think I'd like to be stuck in a lift with her, because I'd like to learn from her and be jealous in a kind of positive way.
We'll go and give her a round.
Yeah.
John, your turn.
I'm John Wilkes. I do all
Mr.
sorts of
Tall,
work around
Mr.
here.
Tall.
Yeah, Mr. Tall. I'd like to be stuck in a lift with...
Oh, any time, John.
Kylie Minogue.
Oh.
Mrs. Tall,
Alan
play
Partridge.
safe.
And my favourite sandwich is cheese and onion crisps. Thank you.
Snake, come on. Rescue this. Rescue
Shanaz.
your table.
Oh, sorry.
I'm Shanaz Stansfield. I'm a practice manager in Gateshead. I've travelled from Newcastle today. The person I would like to be stuck in a lift with would be James Wong, the botanist geek on Twitter. He's a gardener but does the medicine stuff as well, and he's bloody gorgeous. favourite sandwich, there's a sandwich shop not very far from the practice where they actually do onion bhaji with mango chutney, cheese and red onions. And if you haven't tried it, you must. It's really gorgeous.
And just because we weren't all panicking, I'm ever so pleased, that was a test fire alarm. If a real one goes off, follow Roy. He will be running, screaming hysterical out the door and will lead you to safety, but it's a test.
Right, far away.
A bit close, yeah. Don't go that close. I'm Donna Phillips. I'm a
Sorry, I've somebody.
Donna! It's Donna!
Yeah, Donna. Yeah, Donna Phillips.
Speak up, Donna.
Clinical nurse educator and ward sister from Scott Ward at John Copeland in Gainsborough. I'd like to most get stuck in a lift with my two children because I don't see enough of them. They're 14 and 16. My lovely daughter Holly. Proud of her this morning because she's got 2 photographs in the Gainsborough Standard that she's taken of our little pet dog. So yes, I'd like to be stuck with them and spend a bit more time with them.
Sandwich?
Cheese and lemon curd.
Oh. Right.
Hi, morning. I'm
Jesus.
Gina. I'm a physio by trade, head of therapies at the RUH in Bath. Who would I like to be stuck in a lift with? Probably Monty Don, actually, because I'm a bit of a garden nut and he has got great hands. My favourite sandwich, well... Are you serious?
What is it, a rubber glass? Is that...
Oh no, he's not glad that. And my favourite sandwich, it's got to be white bread and fish fingers.
Actually, I'm almost there, right? Dementia boy, come on.
Dementia boy, concentrate.
I've just got onto the Wi-Fi.
I didn't know people by their Twitter handle. Very sad person.
I'm Andy, I'm a nurse from Chester, and I've just googled who I'd want to be stuck in a lift with because I don't know many of the teams. But the best cheerleading squad in the NFL is the Arizona Cardinals. So that would be okay. Sandwich-wise, I don't know if anything from Byron counts, but a Tex-Mex, or actually I had a burger that had peanut butter and chili jelly, which was absolutely fantastic, which I'd recommend that as well.
Chili jelly?
And the cheerleaders, by the way. So, thank you.
My name's Alan. I'm a student nurse from Preston, based at Lancashire Teaching Hospitals. Favourite sandwich would have to be leftover cold roast lamb and mint sauce. And I'd like to be stuck in a lift with a lift engineer, please.
We got pragmatists here, okay? There's always one.
That's Ollie's argument.
I got stuck outside the lift, and the lift engineer was stuck inside the lift.
Okay, what's going next?
My name's Judith Graham. I'm a psychotherapist and nurse from Rotherham, Doncaster and Southend. Trust world. Unique mind, David Attenborough would be quite good. So I think probably
It's a big lift.
I'll have to go possibly Elvis, and I think probably sandwich-wise Marmite. I'll go plain.
I'm Sue Morgan. I'm a radiographer by background. I currently work at Birmingham City University, so I've not come very far today. I'd like to be stuck in a lift with Steve Backshall. You may not know who he is, but he's strictly, yes, from Deadly 60s that my boys love. I could happily be stuck in a lift with him for quite a long time. And my favourite sandwich would be brie, bacon and cranberry.
It's a bit posh. I suppose that's on wholemeal bread, darling, is it? Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
With a bit of rocket.
Bit of rocket.
Hi, I'm a
That's lettuce for the rest of you. You won't understand that. Yeah.
I'm a children's kidney doctor from Leeds.
A children's kidney doctor?
Yeah.
Really? Paediatric nephrologist?
Just, yeah.
Wow.
One more year in training, but yeah.
Yeah, how interesting. That's interesting, isn't it?
Little niche.
Yeah,
Not many of us in the country.
No.
And I would like to be stuck in a lift with David Coldney because he was my ultimate childhood crush because I loved the X-Files and Fox Mulder when I was growing up. And I'm not a massive fan of sandwiches, but my guilty pleasure at home is I quite like a sandwich with sliced bananas and sugar on.
Ooh.
It's got far too much fancy in it.
I'm Anna. I'm a physiotherapist working with older people in Chester. I would
would like to be stuck in a lift this week with
This
Laura
week?
This week, 'cause it could change, with Laura Marling, who's a folk singer. I don't know if you know her. It's just that I don't know what half the lyrics mean, so I'd kind of like try to like think about what are you trying to say? Were you just drinking when you wrote that song when it doesn't mean anything at all? And favourite sandwich is like something kind of a bit Moroccan, like falafel and hummus with some like carrot in there, almost making me feel a bit like a hippie.
Well, I suppose you find that in Waitrose.
Yeah, it's Waitrose, that kind
Always
of
tell the
sound.
therapist. Always in Waitrose. Yeah. And they will be at Tesco's. Right.
Morning, my name's Paula Ryler. I'm the Innovation Development Manager over at South West Yorkshire Partnership NHS Foundation Trust, which is Wakefield and surrounding areas.
Yeah.
I'm a mental health nurse by background. In a lift, Mickey Flanagan, the comedian.
Oh, ow, ow.
MK's Fab. And favourite sandwich would be ham, cheese, and loads of English mustard on a toast.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah, English mustard. Right, Josh, come on. From St Bartholomew's in the Royal London.
So I'm Josh.
One of our finest hospitals.
Paediatric nurse by background, doing listening interaction at the moment. My favourite sandwich would be a bacon sarnie, actually.
Yeah.
Good old with brown sauce. And Michael McIntyre, actually, is who I would like to be stuck in the lift with. Good old entertainment the whole way through.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Andy. Well, who would I like to be stuck in?
Put your trousers up, Andy, for God's sake.
At the moment, I'm doing boxing, so I guess I'd like to be stuck in the lift with Jeremy Hunt.
I thought he was going to say Floyd Mayweather or something.
But if he wasn't available and I'm Bevan, I'd like to ask him what he thought of the NHS today. My favourite sandwich is condensed milk with tomato ketchup.
Oh.
That's me.
Have you told them what your background is, Andy?
Oh, I'm a caterer by background. I'm a chef, hence the.
That bodes well.
And I'm a facilities guy and just passionate about the NHS and making change within.
And on a personal note, you've lost a shitload of weight as well, haven't you?
Yes, I went from 25.5 stone down to 7.5 stone. So I went from super morbidly obese to be anorexic. And then I'm now at 13 stone and get it under control, but I have bad days.
You're looking great.
Hence why my boxing comes
Well
out.
Hi, my name's Jules Lewis and I'm the end-of-life care facilitator at Royal Shrewsbury and Telford Hospital. I'm very proud to be Welsh and I love rugby, so it would have to be the Welsh rugby team.
In the lift. You devil. For the conversation, of course.
No singing.
Oh, sing it, of course, yes.
And my favourite sandwich would be cheese and pickle.
Very good. Jane,
So,
you better do this for your husband, because
Oh.
you worry.
so I'm Jane Rook. I live in
For
Shropshire.
God's sake, say your husband, in case it's Russian.
Yes, my husband, yes. I'm married to a man called George, who's very concerned about my well-being and has asked Roy to look after me as if I need looking after. I'm Mrs. Tall. So I'm here. I've travelled from Shropshire today, but I work across in Staffordshire, and I have a job, 2 roles, one across the System Transformation Programme across Staffordshire, and another one within North Staffs Combined Healthcare Trust leading LIA and Change. So it's really good to hear from you today. So who would like to be stuck in the lift with? Just found 2 old photos of my grandmothers who I never met, both of whom were in really nice old-fashioned, I think they're nice old-fashioned nurses outfits. And I'd love to talk to them about what nursing was like then and what their lives were about, because I haven't met them, that'd be great. And sandwich, we keep pigs, ducks, chickens that can't beat. My husband got it in, homemade bread with our own bacon, ducks and chicken eggs on, because it's just delicious.
Wow.
So,
Where do you say you live? We're all
Yeah.
the next meeting.
There's quite a clutch of it, so I'm sure we all
Lynn?
All right, thank you. Hello. I'm Lynn Barnes and I work for ADAS. And I'd like to be stuck in a lift with Boris Johnson.
Oh.
And my favourite
Why?
sandwich, I'd like to have a long conversation.
Of course you would.
Boris.
Yeah.
And
All about Brexit, yeah?
No, bikes.
amongst-
Bike fanatics. We're still bikes.
amongst other things,
Yeah.
yeah. And my favourite sandwich is cheese and tomato, that being Lancashire cheese and salt and pepper.
Gorgeous.
Ollie. So my name's Ollie Benson. I work with Helen in the Horizons team at NHS England. Favourite sandwich, I think, is probably peanut butter and marmalade.
Classy.
And I'd like to be stuck in the lift with Victoria Corrin.
Oh. Can we tell your wife? This is being Periscope Live. Will she have a problem with that?
No, you're last.
No.
No.
Jenny.
Oh, how did we miss Jenny? Okay.
I'm small and hidden away in the corner.
Sorry about that. Sorry, Jenny. Right, okay.
You want me to go?
Yes, if you want one. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Maria Kitching. I'm from Interserve Healthcare. I'd like to get stuck in the lift with John Lennon because I'm actually a Scouser and I love music and I just think it'd be so interesting. And everybody else likes peanut butter, but I quite like it with bananas, so that's my claim to fame.
And it is important that we do give Interserve a little mention this morning because they very kindly are sponsoring the ambassadors, and we're very grateful to them. So can we say thank you to them?
Thank you.
And please, could we have some more money? I'll spend it. John spent it on the drinks for you last night. Okay. Fine. Right. Now this better be good.
Last but not least.
It better be good.
Hello, my name is Jenny. I'm Deputy Chief Nurse at United Lincolnshire.
And a jolly fine hospital it is too.
It is.
And we've been there.
You have been
For
there.
the Homerton Hospital, Hackney, East London, taught her all she knows with me. Yes.
History. I think I'm very shallow. I'd want to be stuck in a lift with Brad Pitt, I'm afraid. And no engineer in sight, basically, on the planet. And my favourite sandwich is cheese and pickle.
Well done. Excellent, that's everybody. Good. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much. Right, I just want to kind of sort of say something to you all really personally, and then that's me for the day, because then I'm handing over to Blonde and to Mr. Tall and to Helen, who's kindly agreed to talk to us for a while. I just, on a personal level, I mean, it's all very hard when people talk personally. It sounds sort of patronising, and there isn't any other way to say what I want to say other than just to say it, and that is to say I'm enormously flattered. I'm very grateful to you, and thank you all very much for coming. I know that you've all got very busy lives and lots of other stuff to do, but the fact that you're prepared to support what, for me and for John, started out as a wild idea and a dream, really is you're helping us to turn it into a reality. And I am very grateful, and on a personal level, thank you all very much. And I am in your debt, and if there's ever anything that we can do for you, you must tell us. I thought I'd just tell you how the Academy of Fabulous Stuff actually started, in case some of you don't know. As you know, I have a pathological dislike for inspection in healthcare.
No. Really?
I think it's destructive and demotivating, and we've been doing it for 16 years, and 2/3 of our hospitals have still got quality problems. So, you'd think after 16 years it was going to work, we'd know by now, but they still bash on with it, and I think it's very damaging. And I've always said that on platform, and it was driven home to me by an event in Colchester, a hospital that I've been to. It's what I used to call a district general hospital. It was a very nice little hospital. It was well run, it was chugging along nicely, but they got themselves into trouble with the chemotherapy. Now, some of you will know that chemotherapy has to be given at certain times. I think it's a 34-week and a 65-week window, something like that. And so I said, they got themselves into trouble. They weren't giving people the chemotherapy within the time frame they should. As a result, 2 people died. And we don't know whether they died because they didn't get the chemotherapy or because they were very sick anyway and they would have died. I mean, we don't know. But what we do know is that they hid the fact that they weren't delivering the chemotherapy on time. And what has always stuck in my mind is what was it that turned honest, good-hearted, vocational, inspirational, well-trained, professional people just like you, what did we do to turn them into liars and conspirators? What did we do to them? Well, what we did was we frightened them to death. And they were more frightened of the regulators than they were of the relatives and the patients they're supposed to look after. And I thought that was an absolute disaster. And if we didn't learn a lesson from that, we'll never learn anything. Well, I learned a lesson from that. And I remember standing on a stage one day, berating the CQC. I went off on one for about 10 minutes. Berated the CQC, and I said, wouldn't it be fantastic if we had a phone line? People could ring up the Academy of Fabulous Stuff and say, hi, we've got problems with our chemotherapy. Has anybody else got problems with their chemotherapy? How have they solved their problems with their chemotherapy? And they'd spin the Rolodex and they'd say, yeah, these 3 hospitals have had the same problem that you've got, and we'll put you in touch and we'll help you sort your stuff out. And I got off the stage and somebody says to me, you know, that's a great idea. Why don't you start the Academy of Fabulous Stuff? Well, it took me quite a time to pluck up the courage to tell John. Because as it turned out, there was a shed load of money involved. I had no idea how expensive servers were, or every time you talk to a web developer, they say, well, you can do it, but you need a bigger server. So we just kind of threw money down this big hole, and we've now got the Academy of Fabulous Stuff, where people can share best practice, where the good stuff that they're doing, we can all see it. So when somebody does have a problem, they can now search on our site and find a solution to their problem. And I'm not saying that we've solved all the problems in the NHS, of course we haven't. But what we tried to do, I think, is to create a different environment, a different climate, where people can think about their best practice and look for solutions. We won't change culture. People say you've got to change culture. You can't do that. You can change climate. We are each our own eco-structure. We bring it to work. We bring our attitude to work. We can change the climate. And that's what we tried to do. And since then, we've had the support of Vanguards. Helen supported us. We're working with ESIST. A lot of people have come to us and said, look, you've got a better route to market with information than anybody else. We now had 500,000 page views. We've got 4,000 page views a week. We've got over 1,000 original shares, and people are on the site all the time. We've got some of the great American hospitals are now searching our site for ideas. It's an international thing. We've got some people coming from New Zealand next week to talk to. So it's really taken off. And I thought that what was missing was we needed what the American military call boots on the ground. We need people on the ground who shared our look at life, who look out the same window as we do and see the same things. Great people were doing wonderful jobs, and we wanted to share that. However small it is, little things that we've seen. We went somewhere to, where did we go? And we saw, we went to a tea party, didn't we? Where was that?
That was up in Northumberland.
Northumberland, it was a dementia, we've spoken about it, a dementia thing. They turned one of their wards into a daycare centre. So the people stuck on the wards, they get up, get out of bed, they get dressed, and they go to the day centre. It's only the next ward, but it's a big effort. And
the singing sensations,
yes, we heard
nutrition assistant, cakes, tea party, fabulous.
It was one of our very first years, and we went and saw it, and I thought, wow. And it was simple to do, it was small, but I thought if every ward that looked after dementia patients did it in 157 hospitals, what a different experience it would be for people with dementia. And we've had that right through to the much more complicated stuff when the A&Es were struggling with getting people through the system. We've had workflow calculations. We've helped people get through A&E a lot quicker with some of our shares, and we've done an awful lot on delayed discharges with elderly people marooned. And it was one of our shares that started the discharge to assess system, and now it's being copied all over the UK. So we're going to...
An amazing entry.
Yeah, an amazing entry, all the fabulous stuff that you do there as well.
Discharge to assess,
you've
fabulous.
done the discharge to assess there, and we know it works. And so, yeah, we'll take credit for that. Okay. One. So those are examples, and there are thousands of other examples up and down the country. And we're fortunate enough we've taken the academy on the road. Some of the hospitals you work in we've been to see. We've had a great time. We're always very flattered to be asked and grateful for the experiences. But that brings us to the next stage of our development, why you're here. We want like-minded people who work in the organisation, work in the NHS, to be ambassadors for what we're doing. I see the ambassador role fairly clearly in as much as you share our ethos, share our view, share our outlook, share our vision, share the best practice, and encourage people where you work to do it. And if your place has a problem, then you know where to go to see if there's a solution, and we want to make it much more interactive so people can find solutions to their problems. And so today is your day. Today you will decide how you best can take this idea forward. I'm not here to tell you that, and so I'm going to hand over to Terry, who's going to take you through what we think the outline agenda might look like. But it is written. I'm just going to say it's not written on a tablet of stone. It's written on a tablet of iPad. But we have got the delete button, so you have to decide what you want to do today. But what we want out of this is what we want for the ambassadors, and we want for Change Day. Helen will, I'm sure, mention Change Day. What we want now are outcomes. High profile, measurable, visible outcomes. We've got lots of inputs. We now want to get the outcomes where people are using the ideas, and we can say, look, they had that problem, they came to us, they got a solution, they did that. And that's the big thing with Change Day. Change Day is brimming full of ideas, but there's not really been a way to make them work through the whole year. Now, the Academy is around all year, and we can provide that resource. It's not about Change Day today. Today is about the ambassadors. But I want you to think about high-profile, visible, verifiable outcomes, so we can say the Academy and our ambassadors did this or that. So that's enough for me. I promise I won't say anything else the rest of the day, and I'm now going to hand over to the blonde, who's going to take you through the early stages, and then we'll hear from Helen as well. Thank you all very much. Thank you.